the first edition of HYPPADEC TV, the flagship broadcast of the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission. My name is Fatima Kaka Abdussalam. I am your host with the most. Do stay tuned and enjoy the program. Welcome back. The Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPPADEC, is charged with the responsibility of addressing ecological challenges in communities affected by operations of hydroelectric dams in 6 northern states of the country. These communities have been ravaged by incessant flooding, insecurity, lack of potable water, diseases, and other socio-economic challenges. This has led to loss of lives and property, and HYPPADEC was established to change the narratives for the better. HYPPADEC is currently operating in affected communities of the 6 member states of Benue, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Niger, and Plateau. Let's take a look at takes from residents of some affected communities.
Muna son gwamnati da inda hali ta taimaka mana a bangaren wurare. Muna son kamun kifi, ba mu da kayan aiki, sannan kuma muna fuskantar noma yanzu a halin da ake ciki saboda kifi ya dan karamci.
It's their duty to ensure that those damages done, in terms of lives and property lost, they come to the aid of people by assisting them, by moving them away from the effect of that overflow of these rivers, because if people are too close to the river, there will be tendency that we don't know when the river overflow is bound.
We hope the management will work hard to make sure that all the sufferings we incurred in the past 50 years have been remedied.
I've been to virtually all the states where these floods normally take place, meaning that you are already mapping out your areas of concern, and I think that is the best thing in any assignment, knowing where the problem is and then designing the strategies for tackling that problem.
Now, to match words with action, HYPPADEC embarked on life-changing interventions in these communities. Seeing, they say, is believing. Let's take a look. Phenomenon, cases of boat mishaps in many HYPPADEC communities, especially on Kainji and Shiroro lakes. To address this, HYPPADEC targeted one of the remote causes, the presence of what experts call water snacks. These snacks, made up of mainly tree logs, is a major threat to safety in maritime transportation, and HYPPADEC was on hand to address the menace, as packaged by Farida Ango Ibrahim.
The construction of Kainji, Shiroro, and Jaba dams by the federal government many years ago has made it compulsory for the communities on the banks of River Niger and Kaduna to relocate from their ancestral homes to pave way for the operations of the dams. These communities were therefore exposed to ecological and socio-economic challenges, with many forced to struggle daily for a means of livelihood, upon relying on the water resources for survival. Water transportation in these communities is believed to be one of the safest, but with dire consequences in some instances. A few days into the life of the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPPADEC, a catastrophic boat mishap occurred on River Niger, where over 120 passengers sadly lost their lives, when a wooden boat with over 180 passengers capsized after hitting a tree trunk in the water. To make the waterways safer, HYPPADEC embarked on clearance of these logs on Kainji and Shiroro lakes.
These logs, 3 logs, very old. Some of them have been here for over 45 years, some of them 50 years. So some of them that are hidden in the water, when the canoes come by, they don't see them. And once they strike on them, it breaks the canoe into 2. So virtually, that is why there is need, that is why HYPPADEC is going to collaborate with NIWA to to make sure that all these 3 logs are reduced to the nearest minimum, so that the canoes and the big ships and small canoes will not have problem of accident with them. Already NIWA has indicated its intention to blast the stones that are also responsible for accidents on the highway, on the waterway.
Following a successful technical assessment of the water snags, the clearance exercise was tagged off in June 2021.
Today we're here to commence the flag off of the tree cutting exercise. We believe that this exercise will bring succor. It will ease the indigenous of this area, the inhabitants of these communities. This tree cutting will will reduce their suffering.
The decision to go into this program was necessitated by the series of accidents that occur on our maritime system along River Niger and Shiroro Dam, especially from Borgu to Dolakaina in Kebbi State. Every year, lives are lost. So when the governing council was inaugurated in January 15 and had its first inaugural council meeting in March, early March, it decided to address these kind of issues headlong, because the objective of setting up the commission is to address the ecological and environmental challenges faced by the various communities of the HYPPADEC zone. So with the recent accident in Wara, the governing council delegated its representatives to go and condole the community in Wara, and there and then pledged to the community that the issue of 3 logs that has been persistently causing river accident on this zone for the past 48 years will, by the grace of God, be addressed this year.
I would want to urge HYPPADEC that this project will not end with only the ceremony. We want it to be concluded last, and also make sure that we have a very good monitoring and evaluation mechanism that will follow up on this project and give adequate report, so that the benefit, the intention it was meant to achieve, will be achieved.
The significance of this ceremony and the execution of the project that will follow thereafter cannot be overemphasized, as it intends to provide lasting solution to the navigation problem on our waterways.
Kebbi State government is always ready to collaborate and give all the necessary assistance they require to enhance their operations. Also, the number of speedboats is being procured by the Kebbi State government, and arrangements are being made to give some to NIWA to enhance their operation.
I strongly believe that this government council will do far more to save lives, to reduce the ecological and environmental problem that we are having.
This time around, the people and the commission of HYPPADEC, in conjunction with National Inland Waterways Authority in Niger, Kwara, and Kebbi State, put heads together to work as a team to see solution to this age problem, in order to see end to both mishap that normally comes up on this channel that claim a lot of lives, and to see that the navigational routes are well serve the people the right thing to do within the channel, that is in terms of movement within the river.
I pray
that the government will continue to support the HYPPADEC Commission in order to achieve success in the discharge of their responsibilities.
To me, this is very emotional because I can say it very clearly. Your Highness, with your leave, that I also witnessed the painful situation my own father had to face when this kind of accidents happened here in Malali, because he was here for over 20 years as district head of Malali. And so we know the pain. We were part of it. We felt it. And I want to thank everybody who is here most sincerely for identifying with us as we bring succor to these our very innocent, patriotic citizens who only desire to go about their normal duty to fend for themselves and their family. This is a very beautiful land, and by this singular act of cutting down the trees, I think we are about to make this place even more beautiful. And I'm sure with time, with the intervention by HYPPADEC in other areas that will soon be coming, I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that there is a prediction by a former governor of the then old Bendel State who visited here and said he sees potential for tourism development in this area. But you can't develop tourism in the midst of all of this danger. And so this is the significance of this kind of intervention. With these few remarks, it is my singular honor and pleasure to officially flag off the cutting of logs on Kainji and Shiruru lakes in Kebbi and Niger State in this particular place, Malali waterfront, today Friday, July 2021, to the glory of Almighty Allah and for the benefit of humanity. Thank you very much.
Immediately after the flag-off, the exercise commenced in earnest with multiplier effect on the local economy as youth and women were also engaged in one activity or the other on the project value chain. It was a huge relief for the local community as the exercise reduced drastically cases of boat mishap in the affected communities. Farida Ango Ibrahim for HYPPADEC TV.
Apart from the snags, there are other human factors responsible for the incessant boat mishaps. These include overloading and lack of observance of other safety guidelines, such as the use of life jackets while navigating on the water. To address this, HYPPADEC procured and distributed over 10,000 life jackets to riverine communities in the affected states. This is in the Commission's attempt to reduce loss of lives in the event of boat mishap. With this and more, Zubair Ali Bukar is standing by.
Among factors responsible for loss of lives to boat mishaps are poor condition of boats, overloading and negligence of safety instructions by the boat operators, such as the use of life jackets. As the name implies, life jacket is a personal floating device which keeps the people afloat in the event of boat mishap before rescue arrives. It is on record that no fewer than 350 people lost their lives in different boat accidents across the country in 2021. This was mainly attributed to non-availability of the life jackets. Sequel to the unfortunate event, the Managing Director, Abubakar Sadiq Yelwa, FCNA, FNIS, Katukan Yauri said, as part of the efforts to ensure adequate protection of lives along the nation's waterways, the Commission has procured and distributed life jackets worth millions of naira to boat operators within HYPPADEC communities.
We know very much that our people, especially the locals, use local boats. Most of the time, they will tell us that they've been given back to on that environment. they don't need life jackets that they are used to the water. But life jacket is like you are using the seat belt in a car. And one of the things that can help us a great deal in order to save the life of the people and to keep the people much more alive is to make sure that our people come to the knowledge of the truth of using life jacket.
Statistics have shown that we have over 500 square kilometers of surface waters, and you can imagine the importance of water transportation, and this needs to be regulated. So it is on this note we wish to call on NIWA and also in partnership with Ministry for Water Transportation and other stakeholders to see how we can regulate water transportation as we do for other road users and road motorists. Because unless we do that, we continue to record, unfortunately, water mishaps, boat mishaps, as have been recorded over the last few years. This is important so that we don't take it for granted. Even when we present these life jackets, we must ensure that they are used. We must enforce the use of this life jacket. We also should ensure that these canoe users, boat users are registered, so that from time to time they can also go through this capacity training, so that they can understand the rudiments of why they are into that business of water transportation. Once again, on behalf of Niger State, I want to assure the Managing Director of HYPPADEC and of course all the HYPPADEC community of the readiness of Niger State government to create more conducive environment for the activities of HYPPADEC. I want to also get some assurances from those who are going to benefit that this is a rare opportunity, so you must maximize every of the support that will come to you. You should not abuse it, and you should also not undermine it. This is something we have sought for a very long time, so we must capitalize on it for the overall benefit of ourselves, for the security of our lives and property, and of course for the overall economy.
It has been a persistent problem between NIWA and the water users, because the water users don't want to use the life jackets, and NIWA feel for safety on the waterways they have to use the water jacket, the life jackets. Unfortunately, some of these communities have not ever even seen this life jacket in their lifetime, and some that have seen don't know where to even assess them. So that's why the governing councillors of HYPPADEC gave us approval to include the procurement of life jackets in the first instance as an emergency and as of necessity to our activities. So that's why I have the honor and privilege to inform you we have so far procured 10,000 units of these HYPPADEC life jackets, which we intend to distribute in the 6 HYPPADEC communities, HYPPADEC states. And by the grace of God, we intend to procure even more, because we know that the number we have may not reach the demand of the communities. But they said the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step.
The use of the life jacket, which is currently being enforced by HYPPADEC and other relevant stakeholders, has greatly improved safety in maritime transportation across the 6 HYPPADEC states. Zubairu Ali Bukar, reporting for HYPPADEC TV.
The ecosystem is changing. Flooding is a natural disaster that can have devastating consequences on human lives and property. Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPPADEC, is encouraging residents of over 1,700 communities in 55 local government areas of 6 states, Benue, Kebbi, Kogi, Niger, Kwara, and Plateau states, to be conscious of flash floods and flooding, especially in this rainy season. HYPPADEC calls on all residents of flood-prone communities to clear up drainages and waterways of any blockage, move to higher grounds in case of flood, evacuate at the instance of any flood warning, and stay abreast of any development and keep contact with the flood management agencies and HYPPADEC to avert any unwanted flood occurrence that can cause possible disease outbreak. The Commission advises communities to abide by safety guidelines and mitigative measures by relevant authorities to avert loss of lives and property. Announcer, Managing Director, HYPPADEC, Abubakar Sadiq Yalwa,
Our last report will be on HYPPADEC Managing Director's take on skills development and capacity building for the staff to enhance productivity. Do have a wonderful view.
When you have a new organization as HYPPADEC and you are bringing in people from different organizations or different environments or different background, you are definitely going to meet some challenges, especially when you are starting the commission. Therefore, in our decision to choose CME for this program, we were guided by the over 40 years experience of CME in staff training and in guiding organizations like ours to do the right thing. That's why we decided to come to you, and we are happy you have accepted our request at short notice and have provided us an enabling environment where our management staff will be able to enhance their knowledge and will be well guided in day-to-day operations of their respective departments. Of course, I'm more happier that our state coordinators are also participating in this program because they have a retinue of staff from different background also. They are overseeing. It's like they are the MDs of their small offices, but I'm still the MD here. Am I correct? So I'm sure the knowledge they are going to gain here, the experiences that is going to be shared with them will be a little test to their operational performance, effective operational performance. And I'm happy that all the staff are here. I am hopeful that after this exercise, the operations of HYPPADEC will commence fully. We have decided to delay our movement to our rehabilitated office by deciding to wait for this program, so that by the time we move to new office, we are moving with new ideas. We are moving with enhanced knowledge that will have effective program delivery. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to address you this afternoon. And that this is just the beginning. We are going to be having constant training, on the job training, in order to be able to deliver to the communities we are opportuned by God to provide intervention services to. You should of course know that HYPPADEC is not an agency for the implementation of or execution of programs specific to the commission. It is a commission that is intended to ensure that programs that are meant for communities reach them. You are therefore not only limited to what happens in our offices, no, but to ensure that what is budgeted to our communities reach them, is properly done. And therefore, you are more or less representing the interest of the federal government and at the same time representing the interest of the local communities. We are all aware that most of these communities have been suffering for the past 60 years since the dams were created. Some of them have been resettled, some are still unresettled. There are some communities that past 40, 60 years, even though they have sacrificed their land, they have sacrificed their farm, they have sacrificed their houses, yet are not enjoying from the national grid, electricity from the national grid. And yet they are within the power providing dams communities. So therefore, these are the kind of challenges we have. We have at present over about 1,500 communities, even though there are still more that have not been registered, that we are going to make use of the state and the area offices to ensure that they are captured. From the recent needs assessment we conducted, we have realized that 98% of the communities are suffering from one problem or another, either from neglect, either from lack of electricity, either from lack of water, either from lack of schools, either in fact the essence of life to them. Just that is something you cannot see. Some of them are suffering even from security. As I'm talking with you now, there are some communities within the HYPPADEC communities that are not staying where they are staying.
With so many activities going on, we will bring you up to speed through this medium. Just stay tuned to HYPPADEC TV. For more information, visit us at www.hyppadec.gov.ng. You can also reach us on Facebook at HYPPADEC Nigeria, Twitter and Instagram at HYPPADEC-NG. That's about the size of our package on this edition. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast. Until then, keep watching.